Tonight, the Red Sox tagged them for 4 in the first and 1 more here in the 5th inning. Connor Wong had an RBI double in that first inning. He's up now with nobody out and a runner at second in the 3rd. Strikes it well, but lines out to Andrew Benintendi in left.
It's the first out of the inning.
The relay is good right here. Okay, perfect relay from Fletcher to Sosa. Now you want that throw to be about 5 feet farther, either towards the first baseman or closer to home plate. It almost hits the lip, skips on Chucky Robinson, and it makes it.
We've got our first batch of live odds. Blue Jays and Braves, 1-0 game in the top of the 4th. You see them right there, provided by BetMGM. Toronto -135, Atlanta +105. And the Braves are trying to keep up with the Mets, although this one's trouble. Spencer Horwitz deep to right and gone. Your odds are changing as we speak. Blue Jays double the lead. That was smoked off Schwellenbach.
This was 96 here, fastball from Spencer. I'll see this, man. It's not a bad pitch. It's a pretty good piece. It's for that lefties tonight. 5 for 9 with 2 homers.
And as you noted, John Schneider, he loaded that lineup with lefties. That got a good piece of Wagner. He's trying to.
So we're going to pivot here. Spencer Horwitz has hit 2 solo shots off Spencer Schwellenbach, but now the concern is for Will Wagner, who's being tended to by the trainer. Trevor Story, bottom right. I wanted to get to Fenway for his 2nd plate appearance. Welcome back, Trevor. His first game since early April, dislocated left shoulder, comes back tonight and bloops an RBI single. Red Sox have scored 2 in the 3rd to grab a 6-2 lead. Let's get back to Fenway and see what happens now.
By Romy Gonzalez getting to 3rd, it brings the infield in. Trevor Story gets his hands inside that ball, floats it out to center field for a nice RBI knock. Welcome back.
It's a 1-out Story at 1st, and here's Danny Jansen. Struck out looking in the 1st inning.
We're going to leave Boston and head back to Kansas City, but now Will Wagner with a base hit. He's 2 for 2. So you heard the broadcast mention the lefties in the Blue Jays order having a field day against Spencer Schwellenbach. Danny Jansen now, the former Blue Jay, hits into a 5-4-3 double play around the horn, but the Red Sox go up 6-2 on Chicago. So top left, Salvador Perez facing Bailey Ober. I mentioned that Bobby Witt Jr. has good numbers against the Twins right-hander. Salvi grounds out to short here, but he also 7 for 19, 2 homers, 2 doubles off Ober. So far tonight, the big righty's got a 2-0 lead.
I really didn't change too much up. I just knew, all right, I'm going to be a starter. So it just, I had a good base going in, and knew what I was going to do, and just try to prepare my body to throw as many innings as possible.
Hey Cole, so you've had a fantastic season so far this year. Is there a game or a strikeout or something that stands out this year that you say, man, that was really cool?
I don't know if any strikeout stands out in particular. Obviously last night got to 200, so that was, that's always pretty cool, but it came with a win. That was the biggest thing. So I don't know if anyone really stands out in particular.
All right, so I'll take it another level here. Is there somebody that you faced in your career that you got out or you struck out and you went like, maybe somebody that you watched growing up, or somebody that, you're not going to be demonstrative on the mound, but you're like, yeah, all right, I got to face him in a
couple plays, and now this bouncer that Williams backhands, and a good stretch by Olsen. Oh, foot came off the bag, according to Doug Eddings.
Williams got to that so quick, Brandon. I actually think he had.
So the defense just comes up short for the Braves. I don't know if they're going to have a look, because I thought that Luke Williams throw. Oh, wow. How about this? Let's see here, the replay top right. Williams off balance throw. Did Olsen anchor the bag? The stretch? It might be tough to overturn. We'll get another look at it. Before we get back, here's another look from the front. Watch that right foot. And I don't know, that might be a tough one to overturn. Call on the field is safe on the throw. Paul Goldschmidt is at the plate right now, had an 11-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Chopper to short, Crawford to second, off balance, and they turn it 6-4-3. Beautifully done by the Mariners.
Slow it down. Again, I think that's the one right there that I believe that foot's on the bag. The only thing is he can't. See that one right there.
Just don't think you can overturn it from that look, though, because you've got to be able to say with certainty that the foot was on the bag. And Frenchie, I think it was.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I think they might have to get a different look to overturn it.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Atlanta will lose their challenge.
I agree. I think he was out. I just don't think that you could tell his foot was for sure on the bag.
So that'll go as a throwing error on Williams. And Barger reaches with 2 outs.
And I think Williams got to it so quick he could have took one more good step and really put something on it.
First pitch, deep left center. Harris reaching up. This one he doesn't get. And the Blue Jays are going to grab a 3-0 lead. Clement with an RBI double. And we've seen Michael make so many great grabs out there. He got to it, but he couldn't reel it in.
You know, though, he put his glove up like he was going to have it easier than that.
A pretty rare clunker tonight for Spencer Schwellenbach. If not for the defense a little bit earlier, this could be a different inning. But now 3-0 on the RBI double from Ernie Clement. 2 solo shots from Spencer Horwitz against the righty and Schwellenbach, who had gone 4-2 in his last 10 starts. ERA of 2.66. But the Blue Jays beating up on him tonight, trying to even up this series after Atlanta's 3-1 win last night. We've got an update coming your way from Milwaukee. Brewers already up in that one over the Rockies. Joey Ortiz with a runner at first punches it down the line, and that's going a long way. Hugging that fence, staying in the corner, and Ortiz drives in Sal Frelick with the 5th Brewers run. That pushes the lead to 4. Milwaukee trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. There is a reason why they are the only team in baseball without a 4-game skid. So all good there. Getting back to the live action, let's get bottom right. Taylor Ward led off this game with a home run against Jack Leiter. Both of those runs came in the first inning. And now Joey Loperfido with hard contact. Another base hit for the Blue Jays, and Loperfido's got a ribby double. Leiter's pitched well for the Rangers. We get back to Texas.
Nothing out of control. He's managed this game well. The 1-2. That's up. There you go. There's some of that positive self-talk we were discussing the other day. And I don't really have like a mantra or anything like that. Just whatever I need in that moment. 2-2, and he got him. Heim will pick it up and throw down to first. That's a 6th strikeout tonight for Jack Leiter. So the young right-hander has settled in nicely here tonight.
One of Jack Leiter's better starts. Job well done. 6 strikeouts now over 5. No runs since 2 came across for the Angels in the first. I did want to mention that double just a moment ago by Joey Loperfido, the 9th hit allowed tonight by Spencer Schwellenbach. 3 runs across here in the 4th inning, and that is the most that he has allowed, those 9 hits, in what is now his 17th start. Nathan Luke's top of the order, but we will pivot to Milwaukee, where Tobias Myers continues to be a savior for the Brewers. I'll tell you why a little bit later. In the meantime, let's see him close out this top of the fifth.
The ones with the Y's in their name, the BRYA.
Yeah, right.
Those are the sketchy Bryans right there.
Lord knows there's a bunch of Brian Andersons in baseball.
No question. It's a fly ball into right field. Frelick is there. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Tobias Myers. We're coming to you, Alfred.
Fractured bat, needs a new twig.
That ball got in his kitchen. He was trying to muscle that ball down the right field line.
One pitch in there for strike two.
When my son, who's a senior in high school, plays in the wood bat tournaments, kid breaks his bat, I'll yell, "There's $100!" Because the parents are going, "Oh man." Now in the big leagues, obviously a little different. You get them a little bit differently, but yeah, that's 100.
By the mound, it'll go to the shortstop. Story by himself. He'll tag the bag. Inning over. 3.5 done from Fenway. Red Sox.
Huge game at Kauffman Stadium. Royals blanked the Twins 5-0 last night to grab sole possession of that second wild card. The Twins come into the day half a game back of the Royals. And then if you look a little bit further, Kansas City 4.5 games back of the Guardians for first in the Central. 6 innings from Cole Reagans last night. Alec Marsh into the 5th inning here. They're waiting on Michael Lorenzen's return. So far, Marsh has kept them in the game, but Bailey Ober has fired 4 scoreless for the Twins.
Massey slides, spins, throws him out. Good play by Michael Massey. As one second baseman robs the other. 2 down. Next week starts Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Jalen Milroe and Alabama take on Wisconsin. And a big SEC Big Ten clash. It all begins at 10 a.m. with Big Noon kickoff live from Madison. Then it's Alabama, Wisconsin at noon on Fox with Gus, Joel, and Jenny. The Twins holding up play just for a moment to see if that pitch clipped Trevor Larnach, and the Twins will challenge. Crew chief is Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire. And it did. That back left foot. Top of the spike.
I mean, there was a time before there was replay that as a hitter, you'd really sell that. Start bouncing around like somebody really just clipped you. And usually you just get the call, umpire would send you down to first. But nowadays, no reason to even do that because it's going to go to replay. Don't have to sell it, but clearly it got him on the
After
big
review,
toe.
call on the field is overturned. Hit by pitch. Batter's awarded first base. Minnesota keeps its challenge.
Second batter that Marsh has hit tonight. Wallner in the first, and now
a great sign for the Mariners, even though their postseason odds have taken quite the hit. They have made it interesting by starting 4.5 games back of the third wild card, plus 4.5 games back of the Astros. So they could go after either race and have really the same chances right now. But the Mariners have won 3 in a row. They've had 11 or more hits in all 3 of those wins, and Julio Rodriguez is starting to bust out. Let's see if he can make something happen here. He's already 1 for 2 against Kyle Gibson as they square off in the 5th.
For that guy that day, it's different each day, and that's why you hear me talk about sometimes when they're playing too deep, because certain guys you can't play the same kind of defense against one guy on Monday and the next guy on Tuesday. It's got to be a completely different game, and he helped me with that.
Kyle Gibson having a great night, 1,500 career strikeouts and a shutout midway through game 2 with the Mariners.
I mentioned Jose Barrios. He's won 5 straight starts, and the ERA continues to drop. He's got it all working tonight. He strikes out Laureano after punching out Matt Olson, and so far he is nearly untouchable. 4-0 lead for the Blue Jays. The last Toronto starter to win 6 consecutive starts, Jay Happ, back in 2016. So Barrios has put himself in a great position to do that. Let's leave Atlanta, get back to Milwaukee. Willy Adames 1 for 2, hit his 30th home run back in the first.
At most teams, you just get a little notification on your phone that the lineup is ready, either for the next day or for that day. Everybody's got a smartphone. Pop it up. Very digital these days, even in the old school lineups, but they're still written out. Adames on the ground, big hop over there from McMahon, goes to second for the lead out. Adames will reach on a fielder's choice. Chance to hear a quick word from Potawatomi.
Most incredible numbers I've ever seen, Don. Historically bad numbers.
I'm gonna put you on the spot again.
Oh, you love doing this.
The 1-1 pitch. What direction are the Chicago White Sox going in right now?
They have to be in a rebuild. They won't say it, but they have to be. Because they have young players in the minor leagues they're counting on, especially pitching wise. But they're going to at some point have to spend some money and bring in some guys that can swing the bat.
Are they, or are they just going to draft and kind of build within?
Yeah, but that takes so long now.
Gary Sanchez also homered in that first inning for the Brewers. Rockies with a 3-2 win last night. Their last 3-game winning streak started July 31st, ended August 2nd. They are in trouble right now, down 5-1 against Tobias Myers and the Brewers. Daniel De Los Santos facing Rafael Devers. Devers 2 hits last night, 1 for 1 tonight. That's good to see. He's been dealing with that shoulder issue all season. Bottom left, Jonah Heim is the go-ahead run at the plate, trying to finally dent the armor of Tyler Anderson in the bottom of the 5th.
Here it comes. That's up.
This next pitch will be number 80 for Anderson.
3-2. Nice bounce foul.
And he went with the changeup. Throwing a little bit out in front on that one.
Nothing real strenuous, except perhaps this inning, considering he's 18 pitches in and has not retired a batter. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat with Jonah. And Anderson steps off. That's his first disengagement here. Ezekiel Duran waiting on deck. 3-2, and that's launched foul. Scoreboard gets the fans going. The 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Jonah strikes out, 1 away.
Hey, it's time now for our T-Mobile coverage cam. Ezekiel Duran with a play of the day.
Jonah Heim came in hitless in his last 17 at-bats. Great numbers against Tyler Anderson, but nobody is really taking it to him tonight. The Rangers have been held to 3 runs or less 69 times this season. That's about half their games. Last year, they did it just 63 times. So you see this offense, it's been a talking point all year, just kind of burnt out after last year's World Series run. And it's not just time. Marcus Semion's numbers are down. Adolis Garcia's numbers are down. Seager's been hurt at different points. So you realize all that goes into winning a World Series. And one of my favorite stats of the year, might have mentioned this on Big Inning before, is that this will now be the 5th time that Bruce Bochy has taken a team to the World Series, and then the team the following year failed to make the playoffs. It happened in San Diego, it happened 3 times with the Giants, and now it appears to be happening once again here in Texas. That being said, they still have the go-ahead run at the plate. It's Ezekiel Duran, who you see right there, has 5 hits in his last 12 ABs.
One and one. Anderson suddenly just seems like he's on the defensive. Hunter Strickland getting ready out in that bullpen. That's in the dirt. 2-1. He was attacking and getting ahead of guys and getting quick and easy outs all night. And now this inning, the error seems to have really unsettled him.
So we'll keep our eyes on Ezekiel Duran and Tyler Anderson, but I do want to go to Atlanta for this AB between Spencer Schwellenbach and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy might be 0 for 2, but in his last 15 games coming in was batting .414, 9 extra base hits, and 11 ribbies. And if they do re-sign him in the offseason, he is going to get paid.
He's hit a ton down that line, but going foul.
Yeah, we're going to have a chance to see Bobby Witt here the last 3 games of the year.
Which could be 3 very, very big games.
Yeah, that last week, man, not just here, but all around baseball is shaping up to be.
Low heading to third. They're going to wave him. Duran around second holds. Here comes the throw, not in time. And now Duran can head to third base. He ties the game with a double, moves up on the throwing error. And we've got a new one.
Well, it wasn't a 3-run home run, but just a 2-run double. But Ezekiel Duran getting it done on both sides of the baseball here tonight. This is just a rocket into the left center field gap. 1 hop past the outfielder. Nathaniel Lowe doing a great job. Watch his route right here coming around second base. Tony Beasley sending him. Great call right here. You see Bees speeding up. As that throw comes in, it gets deflected off of the cutoff man. Nito throws one, and it gets him.
I did all that on purpose, talking about the Rangers' lack of offense and consistency this season. See, it worked out. The announcer's jinx in reverse. Bottom right, this has not been a kind matchup for Spencer Schwellenbach. Spencer Horwitz has been the better Spencer. How many times can I say Spencer? We get back to Atlanta. Horwitz has homered twice.
Multiple home run game tonight for Horwitz, already the 2nd of his young career. He had one back in June, a 2-homer game as well. It's this well to right field. Well, it's not going to get out of here. It almost did. Laureano had to go a long way to get to it. Guerrero ran through a stop sign, but he still scores. And then the ball squirts away from Travis. And Horwitz is going to end up at third. Carlos Fabulous, the third base coach, is on the ground.
He had to hit the deck.
There's a lot going on and not good for Atlanta. It's 5-0.
Well, you can officially say Horwitz is seeing Spencer tonight. 2 home runs and now a double. And I like Vlad, just, I'm not stopping. See that?
And mind you, the Mets blanked the Reds this afternoon 4-0. So if this result holds in Atlanta, the Braves would fall out of the 3rd wild card and the Mets would move into one of those slots. And that would be something, because the Mets are real dangerous right now, and those 2 teams still have one more 3-game series. Will Wagner, slow roller up first. He's having a great night. RBI groundout. 6-0 Blue Jays. Let's get back to Texas. Bottom left, 2-2 game in the 5th.
Swinging right over the top.
Well, Anderson almost 30 pitches into the inning. May be done here. Ron Washington out to the mound. And listen, not every manager visit results.
So we'll get back there for Marcus Semien after the mound visit. Washes out talking to his starter, Tyler Anderson. That gives me time to tell you about Tobias Myers. Look at that. Career high, 10 strikeouts for Myers. Unbelievable story. 2.34 ERA in his last 9 starts. If you look at his origin story, the Brewers were his 6th organization over 8 minor league seasons. He finally has a home, and he is blossoming into a really talented right-hander. His ERA now under 3. Let's see if he can feel the off-balance throw. Tough play. And sure enough, that gets us to Semien, bottom left. He flies out to left, and the side is retired, but the Rangers tie it. That's a 2-2 game going into the 6th. O'Neal Cruz, let's go. Back to Pittsburgh, 4-2 in the second game of that doubleheader.
Decision also. Out in front of a slider, out in front by quite a bit.
Lifted toward the line and left. Wood over. Only drops. Foul ball. 1-2. James Wood connected with C.J. Abrams and Drew Millis for fabulous defensive play in the 4th inning. On a Kiner-Falefa double. Nabbing Alika Williams at the plate. Later, Cruz would deliver a sacrifice fly. Runner takes off. Fouled off.
Good jump at first. Might have had that one.
IKF has 9 steals in 10 attempts this season, and 6 of those, 6 for 6 as a Pirate.
Tyler O'Neill, it's back, and it's very gone. Clears the monster and left. His second home run of the night. Red Sox take a 7-2 lead.
This was an absolute blast. It went as high as it did far, Don. That ball just kept going and going. And yes, let's talk about Cooper Criswell for a second while we have a chance here. I said that Andrew Vaughn was going to be his last hitter, and the only way he was going to get through 5 was to get a double play. And what did he do on the next pitch? Got the ground ball, got the double play, and now he's in line for a win.
So much for announcer jinx, by the way.
I don't believe in that.
I don't either. Here's a ground ball left side into left field, and a base hit for Gonzalez.
So that was a close game at Fenway for a little bit. The White Sox got a 2-run homer from Andrew Vaughn in the top of the 1st inning, but the Red Sox have scored the last 7. And for the 6th time this year, Tyler O'Neill has homered twice. He now has 27, and that last one was a bomb. Bottom left, Kyle Gibson mowing through the Mariners. Lowest team average coming in, but a team that's been on the rise since Dan Wilson took over. 8 wins, 6 losses. I mentioned the 3-game winning streak, but Gibson's on the verge of 6 shutout. Let's get there now. Luke Raley in an 0-1 count.
Good luck.
Is what determines the overall record. This night appears, Jim, like Gibson's got one of the 7 or 8 really good ones.
Yeah, and it didn't start off that way either. He looked like he scuffled a lot. The first 3 or 4 hitters, not really because of the 2 hits, but more location and strike zone, and then all of a sudden he just found it, and he has been dotting side to side, up and down ever since.
As we said, with the days off and adding Steven Matz to the rotation, that bumped everybody back a day or 2 for Kyle. That early game rust might be attributed to 7 games or 7 days
7 days
between
off,
starts.
yeah.
And I would assume for you as an everyday player, that first game back, even if you get a day off, it might feel a little weird for you the first couple of innings.
Yeah, I mean the game's so fast, and you know the one thing about that is guys aren't used to pitching on 7 days rest. So hopefully, you know, he had enough notice where he could have probably thrown an extra bullpen, I would assume, just get a little feel for the ball. But yeah, I mean the rust is worn off in a hurry.
He's retired 10 in a row. He has struck out 9 Seattle Mariners. Let's get him a run or 2 in the 6th inning scoreless.
You know, your team going, so still a lot of baseball left. Again, you got the Mets coming in for those 3 too, which is huge.
Well, swinging bunt. Barrios is able to get Arcia for a shot.
We have seen some dominant starting pitching performances, and we're only 40 minutes into our 2.5-hour show. Connor Wong, ground ball. There is a double play, and there are 2 outs in the Red Sox 5th. So you've got Bailey Ober working 6 shutout over the Royals. You've got Kyle Gibson with 9 strikeouts over 6 against the Mariners. Jose Barrios closing in on 5 scoreless in Atlanta. And all in all, starters have been on a roll tonight. Tobias Myers, can't forget about him, through 6 innings of 1-run baseball for the Brewers. So end of the show, we always put together that little playlist. We got to show some love to the starters. In the meantime, Dylan Cease, who does have a no-no this year, just threw strike 1 to Mike Yastrzemski. Got to watch the walks. Cease has walked 13 in his last 4 starts. We get to Petco for the start of Giants-Padres.
The Padres really kind of firing on all cylinders last night. A 5-1 win over the Giants. Michael King 6 strong for Mike Schilt. And now he gets to put the ball out in Dylan Cease's hand, as you said, for the 30th time this year. Yastrzemski sends that one in the air to deep left field. Jurickson Profar is back. He is at the wall, and he makes the catch. 1 down here in the top of the 1st inning.
This ball kind of took off a little bit. Yastrzemski going opposite field. It's a 4-seamer away. He wanted it in. I think Yastrzemski's got the big eyes right there. Thought that maybe he clicked him to the opposite field. Not the case. Big first out.
So now the birthday boy, Elliot Ramos, he turns 25 today. Dylan will try and offer him a couple of strikeouts as a gift. And he gets ahead with a fastball.
We will stay in San Diego, but I noticed that Andrew Chafin is into the game for Jack Leiter. Leiter, arguably his best start. They pull him after 86 pitches over 5. Remember, he gave up 2 runs in the 1st inning, but nothing after that. 2 hits, 2 walks, struck out 6, hopefully headed in the right direction. He will go for his first big league win when he makes his next start. That will be his 7th. So with that game tied 2-2, we get to a scoreless game. Elliot Ramos, Dylan Cease, top of the 1st in San Diego.
National League.
201 of them on the season. Looking for number 202 here against Ramos. And yeah, Chris Sale, 206, the only guy in the National League with more. Tarek Skubal of the Tigers leads baseball with 208. Dylan could be there by the end of the night. Neither one of those guys pitching.
You got a strikeout king out there on the hill that, you know, 200 plus. We talked about that. You got a guy like Arise who's hitting. He's lights out. He could possibly win another batting title. He's wearing the brown and gold. Everything, like you said earlier, Jesse, everything is just clicking right now for San Diego.
Able to check his swing now. 2-2 to Ramos. The Jackson Merrill injury last night, obviously not ideal, but sounds like all things considered, Padres dodged a worse game.
Get this one in right now because this is not a good matchup for Elliot Ramos. Yes, Dylan Cease is dangerous, but when you look at the splits, Ramos has the best average in baseball off lefties at 392. That number against righties drops down to 236, so it's more than a 150-point drop-off. And Cease toying with him here on 2-2. Curveball a little high. Ramos works the count to 3-2.
A little bit.
Padres have been weathering storms all season long. That's the reality of it.
But he's going to have to hustle. He's out at second. Now.
The run just crossed.
And it just crossed.
I mean,
you are exactly right.
It was, so I was staring that in the back of my head. He was very close. Good job right here of turning it on once he realized it.
Boy, it took the perfect bounce for Lucas and Wright.
They just got it. And he knew it too. Now, you said it break open. You got one, so it ends the fifth, but you're off the board.
In many ways right now, Eric, Rocco Baldelli is going against moves that he would normally make earlier in the year. When a lefty would come in, it would be almost a hockey line change for the Twins. A lefty in, that meant many right-handed batters, hey, you're up.
Third heading to the plate. He is in there. Neto scores all the way from second. The throw gets away. And there goes Shonowell to second base. That was a disaster.
Yeah, Neto came around third base and did not stop. He was going full speed as this ball ricochets off of Jonah. Ball in the dirt, kicks off down the first base side. Chapin's ready for the throw, but it's a bad throw as Neto comes in. Yeah, Neto came around third base and did not stop. He was going full speed as this ball ricochets off of Jonah. Ball in the dirt, kicks off down the first base side. Chapin's ready for the throw, but it's a bad throw as Neto comes in. Neto came around third base and did
that run charged to Leiter.
Going full speed as this ball ricochets off of Jonah. Ball in the dirt, kicks off down the first base side.
One strike pitch. And this one up the middle. Backhanded by Semien. Pull out Rendon. That's the first out of the inning, but the runner advances. Now man at third with one away. So that's a couple of runs today charged to Leiter's line that are really unfortunate, right? Neto was hit by a pitch, stole second, moved up on, was initially called a pass ball, later changed to a wild pitch, and then scored on that sac fly.
I disagree with the wild pitch, by the way.
That's a couple of runs today charged to Leiter's line that are really unfortunate, right? Neto was hit by a pitch, stole second. And in this inning, he walks Neto, has to leave the game only to watch Neto steal second, and then score from second on a wild pitch.
I disagree with the wild pitch, by the way.
That's a couple of runs today. A little bit low, 1-1. And in this inning, Nesta has to leave the game only to watch both firing up in that bullpen, and then score from second. 3-2 Angels. And that one broken back flare out into right, drops in, baits it, and Shonowell heads to the plate. Moniak picks up an RBI. It's 4-2.
Non-roster invite.
3-2 Angels.
And for him, numbers matter. And he made the team and put together an outstanding year. Brought back for 2024 and a first-time All-Star.
Picks up an RBI.
He's been fighting it here since the All-Star break, especially from this side of the plate. Non-roster invite.
3-2 Angels.
And for him, numbers matter. And he made the team and put together an outstanding year. Brought back for 2024 and a Farmer single took second. On the ground out, he's been fighting it here since the All-Star. Castro, good numbers against Lynch. This side of the plate. 1-2. 1-2. We'll do it again. The pitch there from Lynch.
And Rocco Baldelli wanted to take a little pressure off Willie Castro, who was an all-star this season, but did not play last night for the first time in 18 games. His last 17, average of 169. Starting this month, 1 for 17. And you just can tell he's not in a groove right now. Lynch retires him with a good back foot breaking ball to end the inning. But the Royals stuck on one hit, being blanked by Bailey Ober and the Twins 2-0. Twins with a win would once again vault over the Royals for a half-game lead in the second wild card spot. Now that we've got that one going to break, we get back to Busch Stadium. No score there. Kyle Gibson continues to mow through the Mariners. 9 strikeouts over 6. 2-0.
Gibson has gone over 100 this year twice. And his highest since August 3rd is 96. And that in mind, JoJo Romero is beginning to warm up. Gibson, look at this ball move this year.
Throwing wiffle balls up there today. It's got the two-seamer running back. Sweeper going down on the way.
96. JoJo Romero is a game that a Hall of Fame pitching coach would love to witness. And that's what Dave Duncan's being treated to tonight.
We've got an update from PNC Park. Nationals took the opener 5-3, and now they tie it. Ryan Borucki meet Andres Chaparro. He goes deep to left field and ties it with his 4th home run. 4-4 in the 7th inning. Chaparro has driven in 3 runs, and he continues to shine for this young Nationals core. A chance to take both games of that doubleheader in Pittsburgh. We'll show you the big finish of that one as they get a little bit later. Justin Turner flies out to center. Kyle Gibson on the verge of 100 pitches for just the 3rd time this year. Continues to shine for this young Nationals core.
Kittredge has joined JoJo Romero in the Cardinals bullpen. Nobody's moved a muscle in Seattle's pen in this scoreless game.
Justin Turner flies out to center.
Polanco is struck out and has grounded out.
For just the 3rd time this year.
Kittredge has joined JoJo Romero in the Cardinals bullpen. Nobody's moved a muscle in Seattle's pen in this scoreless game. Polanco is swinging and a miss. Has grounded out. Brown's got the wave working in the lower bowl as that's way upstairs. It's an even count. Cardinals lost last night. They want to win tonight, maybe pick up some ground on the Braves and the Diamondbacks. Those 2 clubs lost ahead of us in the wild card chase. Mets won 4-0 upstairs. It's an even count. And as Jim said, he's right, all you can do is take care of your own business and see after 162 where you stand. Cardinals have a shot, but after tonight, just 20 games are left. 2 on pitch.
Shortest pitch, back door. Wow. He is right on the edges, too. And that's what's, if you're going to miss, that's what you want to miss, is around the plate, obviously. And
Cardinals have a shot.
That will definitely keep Seattle off the board.
2 on pitch.
Shortest pitch, back door.
And ball 4, Polanco's aboard. So Gibson's thrown the most pitches this season. That equals what he did on May 11th.
Ollie Marmol not going to his bullpen yet. There is a runner aboard, and you heard Kyle Gibson throwing a season-high 104 pitches. It's good that he's a veteran because he's got that memory that you can just erase bad thoughts. Because last year, both losses against the Mariners in his 2 starts against them for the Orioles, 14 runs, 19 hits in just 8 1/3 innings. So obviously there's turnover, there's changes, but so far tonight, Gibson has been dialed in. So has Logan Gilbert. Another really well-pitched game on our Saturday night beginning. Now, we've got a guy that we generally see run through lineups no problemo, but Logan Webb's in trouble already. Bases full of Padres, nobody out in the 1st. Gibson has been dialed in.
Wisely Canada on the right side. Patrick Bailey, he'll be in the score a lot, putting down the sign.
Saturday night beginning. Now, we've got a guy that we generally see run through
Machado, a couple of home runs last night. Line drive, center field, base hit. Everybody will move up one base as Machado comes through on the first pitch. It's 1-0. So the first 4 hitters have reached against Logan Webb. Center field, base hit.
Well, and Machado not wasting any time going up there looking for something middle away. Loves to get those arms extended and stays hot.
So the first 4 hitters have reached against Logan Webb. Center field, base hit. Bogart's hitting 269.
Going up there looking for something middle away.
Gets this one on the ground. It could be a pair, and it is.
And stays hot.
So coming in to score is Profar. So the first 4 hitters have reached against Logan Webb. Bogart's hitting 269.
Logan Webb's a ground ball specialist. He's also an old school, old-fashioned workhorse. Since the start of the 2022 season, he has thrown 21 more innings than any other starter in baseball. Tonight marks his 3rd straight season with at least 30 starts. And after leading baseball in innings last season, he's tops in the National League this year. And yet, after all of that, bases loaded, nobody out, the Padres can only get those 2 runs. So let's see if that sets Webb on a better course. 2-0 after the first. Padres 2 up on the Diamondbacks for that #1 wild card. 4 games back of the Dodgers, and they're coming up in about 15 minutes against the Guardians. Back to the live action. Cedar Rafaela, you know what? No, we got to finish off that top of the 7th. Let's see if Kyle Gibson can get it to the stretch.
So let's see if that sets up the sweeper here with a 2-2 count. Gibson's had an excellent changeup. He's had an excellent slider, the curveball. I mean, he's had every pitch at his command. So same story for Seattle, nothing to eliminate. And here's a big pitch, 2-2. And a touch high. So Polanco now with a full count will get a head start.
This is the last pitch right here, I think.
Rojas, a left-hand hitter, is next. There goes the runner. The pitch just missed down and away. So 2 walks in the 7th inning. And runners at first and second. And here comes Oliver Marmol. He gave Gibson a shot. But 2 walks in the inning will mean after 112 pitches in a season high, the Cardinals relief corps will try to keep our game 0-0.
Job well done, Oli Marmol, with the smile, the double clap, and the pat on the butt for Kyle Gibson. One of his best starts of the season. And after firing a gem against the Yankees, he gets a standing O. Let's go to St. Louis. Just wanted to give Kyle Gibson his flowers. Let's get to Boston. Even though it's a 7-2 game, Tyler O'Neill has homered twice, and what a lunge out at second base by Brendan Rodgers, top left. Watch this replay as he takes a base hit away from Bryce Terang. We're going to go listen to Jarren Duran, and he's through the pitch 2-2. Great play up the middle by Rodgers. To Boston we go. Red Sox up big on the White Sox.
From every other guy, and it's that slider. It's 95 to 97 with that slider backing it up. Now, can he throw it consistently enough? He's a young kid, but can he throw it consistently enough to get swings and misses like he did from Rafaela and then Duran right there?
Swing and a miss at the changeup, and it's back-to-back strikeouts for Iriarte, and a frustrated Jarren Duran takes with him the second strikeout for Iriarte. 2 down in the inning.
This next one will give him a 2020 season. There's only been 2 others to ever do that at the age of 20 or younger. I mean, it just blows my mind that we have a fan in the ballpark tonight who watched Johnny Logan in the 50s and is watching Jackson Chourio in 2024.
80 years difference in the two of them. Yep.
Love that about the game. And he rips that one into left center. Did he get it? It is off the wall. Just missed number 20 by a couple of feet. Chourio with a frozen rope off the center field fence. It'll go as a double for Chourio.
Yeah, hanging slider ended up right down the middle of the plate. Check this out. Well, he gave this one a ride. He barrels this one up. You can't hit it any harder than that. Look at that swing. You kidding me? Off the top of the wall.
That close.
And he continues to stay hot.
Hundreds.
How special is it to watch Jackson Chourio, who trails only Jackson Merrill of the Padres for runs batted in for rookies? Contreras with a base hit. And the Brewers have some two-out magic working here against the Rockies in the 7th. When you look at the top 3 run producers amongst rookies, you've got Jackson Merrill with 82, Jackson Chourio with 69, Cedar Rafaela of the Red Sox with 65. Ramon Laureano flies out to right Jose Barrios through 6 innings, just 1 run allowed in Atlanta. Back to San Diego, Dylan Cease given a 2-0 lead right out of the gate for the Padres. But before we get there, it's Willy Adames time. Again, Adames homered in the first inning. His 30th of the season puts him up over 100 RBIs.
Player in the big leagues steps up with 2 men aboard. He has matched a major league record for 3-run homers. It's her birthday, and she wants a home run ball from Adames. That's in his range. That's in left center.
Willy Adames has been the man with runners on base, 13 3-run homers. We're going to double check. I believe that ties a single season record. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Bottom left, this could be your ball game right here. Cardinals and Mariners, bases loaded for Julio Rodriguez. Jojo Romero trying to set him down.
Right there.
It was. Did he go? No swing.
A little bit higher than that, and he has got a strikeout. Now what do you do?
I was about to ask you.
You have to go out of the zone with the fastball, or you have to go back off speed.
1-2. Breaking ball slowly hit towards short. Mason's got it. Throws to first in time. Yeah, Kyle Gibson. High fives all around. Great job for him. 7th inning stretch time in St. Louis. You know what to say. Let's get some runs. Scoreless game.
Good pitch, good take there.
Good take.
Because of the acute angle on his breaking ball, when those things start out just above your knee, they're not easy ones to take.
Hit well to left, starting to carry, but Profar starting to settle underneath it before he gets to the warning track, makes the catch. Xfinity keeps Giants fan in the zone with the fastest speeds and a connection you can rely on in the biggest moments. Stream live sports for the best seat in the house. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
Couple of faithful right there.
Ground ball up the middle. Off the bat of Wisely, and McRae's going to get a chance to hit with a runner in scoring position. So Wisely taking a page out of the Padres book, and that's jump on that first pitch.
Watch this play in Pittsburgh. Watch the 3-1. Dylan Cruz running. Santana gets to the bag and slips just in time. I think that was Rowdy Tellez over there at first. That's hard to lead the pitcher and get him there with his momentum taking him across the bag. 4-4 game there. They're going bottom 8. Bottom right, Grant McCray, one of the newer Giants that we've seen in the order, has the tying runs on base. Dylan Cease does not have a strikeout yet, and he's given up some fairly hard contact early here against the Giants.
Zone. We'll say that a lot. I mean, the one good thing about Manny Gonzalez is it's a pretty consistent zone. What you get in the first, you get in the ninth, and you can't really argue with that. And that's an inconsistency. Previous pitch, same exact location, called a ball. Then he comes back with a breaking ball and he gets the strike. So forget everything I ever said about consistency.
High drive. Right field. Out of here. And with one swing of the bat, the Giants take the lead. As the kid just knocked out his 4th home run of the year.
That was no cheapie. There's about 20 guys in the Padres dugout saying, who is this guy? Well, he got a good pitch to hit. Right there above the belt. And he knew it out of bed, and so did everybody in the stadium. That's way.
That was loud. That was nasty. Grant McCray, have at it. 3-run homer, his 4th of the year, and the Padres' 2-0 lead is erased right away. Now, we've got a battle developing here between Michael Massey and Johan Duran, who's starting this 8th inning with a 2-0 lead for the Twins. But Duran's been a little bit shakier than we're accustomed to this year. Massey trying to get on. We've got a big 3-2 pitch on the way.
You have to hope it's the right decision. But nothing comfortable about getting in the box against this man on the mound.
He'll still throw his curveball, too, as a strikeout pitch to righties and lefties. And used heat there at 101. And Massey strikes out for the 2nd time tonight.
You even watch that pitch right there. That runs out of the zone. It starts in the strike zone over the plate, but ends up out of the zone. And there were 3 pitches in that at-bat that Massey went after. None of them strikes.
Time now for our Indeed player resume, Johan Duran. Freddie Fermin to left center field in the gap, and that's a base hit. Kersey cuts it off. Fermin will turn and hang on. So the first Royals base runner since the 3rd inning. And Freddie Fermin with a base hit to left center. And the Royals have the tying run coming up in Robbie Grossman.
This pitch just works its way down the middle part of the plate, and it's low. Lower pitches are easier to catch up for a hitter. Just have to drop the bat head. Don't have to really get it out in front.
Grossman 1 for 2 tonight. High ball 1. Grossman reached 10 years of service time earlier this season. Ooh. 1-1. Grossman with the White Sox, Rangers, and now the Royals, all here in 2024.
That 1-out single by Freddie Fermin was the Royals' first hit since Robbie Grossman singled in the bottom of the 3rd. And here's Grossman again. Did not like that last call. That appeared to be just a bit off the outside, but you got to watch that 2-seamer. Duran is running it tonight. We've seen him pump 101. Vladdy sends it foul. Blue Jays up 6-1 in Atlanta late. Back foot breaking ball. Did it hit him? Yes, it did. The Royals have the tying runs on base.
Will take his base, and the Royals have the tying run on with only 1 out here in the 8th inning.
so frustrating if you're a pitcher. You got 2 strikes, just trying to not necessarily waste a pitch, but throw a real tough one to hope the hitter chases and instead gets away from you. Seen that a couple times on both sides this evening.
Tyrone Blanco, outstanding speed. He'll pinch run for Grossman. That's the tying run. As pitching coach Pete Mackey is out to visit with Duran. Struck out Michael Massey. Fermin singled. And then Duran hit Grossman ahead 1-2. First time all night the Royals have had 2 base runners out of the same inning. Strike 1. Splitter at 97.
All Kyle Isbell's trying to do right here for the Royals is keep the lineup moving, get it to the top. Duran's ahead on him 0-1, and he takes down 101 fastball down and in. Now the secret weapon could be over at first. Tyrone Blanco is pinch running. He stands in as the tying run. He has scored 16 runs as a pinch runner this season. That's twice as many as any other player in the league. We get back to the live action, the 1-1 on the way.
Griffin Jacks. He's warming up. Rocco has leaned on him a bit more lately to go more than 1 inning.
3-run home run for Benintendi in his return to Fenway Park. Different color socks, hits his 16th of the year. And the White Sox right back in it again. It's now 7-5 Boston.
2. Let's bring in Ken Rosenthal.
Guys, I've been wondering why Yohan Duran is in this game, and I just remembered that last July 28th, Bobby Witt Jr. hit a walk-off grand slam off him. So maybe Rocco Baldelli wanted Duran for the 8th, Jacks for the 9th. I don't know that we'd see Duran against Witt again.
Good point. 2-2 now on Isbell. To left center and a base hit. Fermin had a hold. He'll now round third, and he will head home. The Twins don't even throw, and this is a 1-run game. Kyle Isbell to left center, scores Freddie Fermin. Blanco to second. It's 2-1.
A couple things. Great at bat by Isbell. That ball leaks out over the plate. He's fired up, shoots that thing into left field. But interesting, the Twins defense right here. You know, they're not even considering going home. They're just worried about keeping the guy off of third. And I will say this, you know, Kenny was talking about all the pitching options and Duran for the 8th and whatever. I'll tell you, the consideration for the 8th should have been Bailey Ober.
His pitch count was at 83.
All right, Tommy Pham, it's redemption time. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. You don't want that golden sombrero, not in a spot like this. Top left, Jose Ramirez at the plate for the Guardians. Rocco Baldelli is coming out, and he is going to the pen to bring out Griffin Jacks. Steven Kwan, no, Andres Jimenez, stolen base. So the Guardians off and running, trying to strike first against Justin Wrobleski.
I definitely went over the top of the bag. It's just if a body part's still on it as he goes past it. I think he's on the bag the whole time.
Will not be a challenge. So
how about the left toe, by the way? Hold on tight. Look.
Pick.
No.
26 stolen base for Jimenez to get into scoring position for the RBI leader of the Guardians in Ramirez. 1 on, 1 out in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last night Brazier pitched a clean inning, 1 strikeout, 12 pitches, 9 strikes.
It's kind of been his MO. High strike percentage. He's since coming off the IL. Averaging just around 10 pitches per inning.
Cast aside by the Red Sox last year, came to the Dodgers and captured his form. That's another one pulled foul by Ramirez. Count remains 2-2.
He makes it so tough, by the way. Jose Ramirez just paddling off Brazier. Talk about 106 RBIs.
So Justin Wroblewski was supposed to start this middle game for the Dodgers, but they've opted to go with Ryan Brazier as an opener. We'll see how long he gives them, but this is a really tough task trying to get Jose Ramirez hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. Can't get around on the fastball. He pops up, and there is out number 2. Bottom left, Luke Raley at the plate with the possible winning run up at second, because that one run could be the difference. Mariners and Cardinals. Your live odds provided by BetMGM. Seattle -125, St. Louis +100. That is not the only game where you've got a runner at second in a tie game in the 8th inning. Same thing happening for the Pirates right now. But for the meantime, we get back to Busch Stadium. Let's see if the game's first run comes in. Josh Naylor flies out. Dodgers coming up in the home half.
2 strikes. Arozarena takes off. Ground ball. That is foul at first, thankfully.
That was close.
Arozarena might have had.
Isbell will stop at third base. And it's a 2-2 game. Fan made contact. Lee decided to throw. Farmer could not stop it. And the Royals have answered with 2 and have the go-ahead run 90 feet away with only 1 out.
You see, Pham doesn't hit this ball well at all. And if you see the third baseman, Lewis kind of comes, the runner's coming across. He stops and gives the runner grace. Let the runner go by him. Lee comes in, bare hands it. Farmer doesn't keep it in front. I mean, just infield inexperience. See, now Baldelli's going to go over and ask right now if the runner didn't interfere. But if I'm Lewis, I got to run through him. Look, run. He stopped. You see, Lewis changes direction. Like Lewis has to. I mean, I get the injury history. I get all that. So that has to be taken into consideration. But if he goes right for that ball, I'm telling you right now, there's impact there, and it's his right to field the ball. See, take a look at this. See, he's going, and then see he changes direction because he's trying to avoid the runner. Royce Lewis has the right to make the play.
And remember, too, on the backside of this play, Carlos Santana, as good as any first baseman of the game right now, he had to leave this game because of illness. So Kyle Farmer now at first base. He could not stop that one-hop throw from Brooks Lee. And we should tell you that interference, obstruction, those players are not reviewable. So no call made. Impacted campaign. And Shohei Ohtani wastes no time. Stay fair. It does not. It's foul. And a long, loud strike 1.
First pitch. 97. And he was waiting for it. I mean, that is center cut, and he's leaning with it. Sometimes the lean works, by the way.
Gavin Williams has faith in his stuff because he nearly gave a cookie to Shohei Ohtani. Comes back with a fastball off the outside. So Ohtani hit his 45th home run last night to go along with his 46th stolen base. That was the Dodgers' only run. You see the season he's had, 100 ribbies, that ties his career high, but he's now 1 behind Willy Adames for the National League lead. Keep an eye on that. Up top, superstars, Bobby Witt Jr., a chance to give the Royals their first lead.
Strike 1. Which is 5 for his last 33. Twins have the infield in.
It's still hitting 335.
Line to center field. That will land a base hit. Isbell scores. Royals take the lead 3-2 here in the 8th.
Twins bullpen, a disaster tonight. They had a 2-0 lead in the 8th. They went to 2 of their big guns. Yohan Duran couldn't get it done. Neither could Griffin Jacks. First 2 hitters pick up hits, and that's not easy to do. The opponent's average against Jacks coming in just 165, but Tommy Pham, infield single, and who else but Bobby Witt Jr. delivering the go-ahead RBI base hit. Just a flick of the wrist, and now Salvi into center, hit it on a rope. 2 outs. We get back to Kauffman Stadium.
So a 3-run rally has also changed things now in the Royals bullpen. Lucas Ursig is warming up. MJ Melendez is 0 for 3. 0-1. So Bailey.
We will listen to the end of the bottom of the 8th inning. The Royals have come back with 3 runs to take the lead. Now the pitch to Mookie Betts, top right. Gavin Williams throwing heat, and he's got Betts up in a 3-2 count. Mookie's been on base in 12 straight games, hitting .349 with 15 runs batted in. So keep an eye on that as we get back to Kansas City for MJ Melendez and Griffin Jacks.
Right side, base hit right center. Tommy Pham around third. He will score. Witt will stop at third base, and now he's coming home. The throw, the catch, the tag, and Witt is out to end the inning. But Tommy Pham scores on an MJ Melendez 2-out single. It's 4-2 Royals. And Kansas City will not challenge the Witt call at the plate, but Kansas City strikes for 4. The Royals 3 outs away from a win. Nine hits his last 7 games.
My oh my, have the tables have turned. The Twins might be 7-4 head-to-head against the Royals, but Kansas City comes out of nowhere to score 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now they will turn to their acquisition from the deadline, Lucas Ursig, to try and close it out. We'll show you the big finish from that game. And now O'Neal Cruz with a base hit into right center. Brian Reynolds to third. He stopped there. The Pirates have tacked on 2 runs here to break a 4-4 tie in the 8th inning. Back to Dodgers Stadium. Freddie Freeman works a walk, and the Dodgers already have first and second with 1 away.
Cleanup man Max Muncy. Teoscar Hernandez hit by a pitch in the first inning yesterday. Scans came back clean. Dodgers going to give him some time to rest up. So Max in the 4 spot. Another pitch misses the zone. So Austin Hedges, veteran catcher, going to come out and talk to his young starter.
It's interesting he hasn't thrown the cutter yet. Curveball he loves against lefties, that's missing. Fastball, we saw the walk to Freddie. Hedges was actually set up away and he missed in, so his miss is so far big. Hedges trying to figure out, all right, what pitch can we get for a strike right now?
Right now it's 5 for 16.
It doesn't
4
help.
of 11 for his fastball, too.
I don't think it helped that the first pitch of this game for him, Ohtani just crushed, barely foul. Didn't allow him to settle in at all.
And Max Muncy, not someone you want to mess around with a high heater.
Scary, but Yastrzemski has got a beat on it.
Giants up 3-2 on Grant McCray's fourth home run in the top of the second. He took Dylan Cease deep to right field after the Padres got Logan Webb for 2 in the bottom of the first. So we'll see if those starters, normally very reliable and trusty, settle down. But I did want to mention that Luis Arraez is already 2 for 2. He's over at first after a single. Average up to .313. He's 6 points ahead of Marcell Ozuna in the quest for his third batting title. Jake Cronenworth to second. Taylor made 4.63. Final note there, 107 plate appearances without a strikeout for Luis Arraez. That is the longest streak for a player since Jeff Keppinger did it 107 times in 2010. Now we've got the big finish. Top of the ninth, Royce Lewis at the plate facing Lucas Erceg. That's in the top of the ninth, 4-2, Kansas City on top.
For the first time ever with MLB Network and an at-bat subscription, stream the MLB Network 24/7 plus select out-of-market games. Visit MLB.com/@bat for all the details. The Twins had a rough defensive inning.
So we're talking to each other, me, the control room. We're looking at that Fox scorebug top left. I don't want to bury anybody, but that's incorrect. There is nobody on base. Now there might be. Nope, Royce Lewis flies out to left field. There is out number 1. The bases are empty, so the Twins are down to their last 2 outs, trying to put somebody aboard to bring up the tying run. And now the Dodgers, the last 3 have reached. Max Muncy is on. Bases loaded for LA. We'll get there in just a bit, but in the meantime, we check out the Royals and the Twins. Kansas City looking to move a game and a half up for the second wild card.
Popped up and playable. Fermin, 2 down. Ryan Jeffers 0 for 3. 0-1.
Erceg throwing nothing but strikes so far this inning.
First final of our Saturday night big inning is in. Devin Williams gets the save, guts the Rockies pretty quickly, and preserves a 5-2 win for Milwaukee. They remain the only team in baseball without a 4-game losing streak. Milwaukee evens the series up with a 5-2 win. Tobias Myers, career high 11 strikeouts over 6 innings, less than 100 pitches. That is in the books. 82-60 now for the Brew Crew. We get back to Kauffman Stadium for the big finish. Lucas Erceg trying to go 3 up and 3 down and give Kansas City a 2-0 lead in the series.
2 balls and 1 strike on Jeffers. 2-2.
Tommy Edman gets the party started on this Saturday. A 2-run double.
And the Royals rally and beat the Twins 4-2. And have won the first 2 games in this pivotal weekend series.
Fans here in Kansas City finally got something to cheer about late in the game. And the Royals gave them something to keep them on their feet for an entire inning. They come from behind, take the lead, and end up polishing this thing off with a 4-2 come from behind victory.
Ursig the save, and Daniel Lynch.
This is where we love big inning. Games coming and going, and we saw a great one in Kansas City as the Royals win their 3rd in a row, coming back from 2-0 down in the 8th inning, plating 4 runs, and doing it against the combination of Johan Duran and Griffin Jacks. Royals with a 4-2 win, 2 up in the series, now a game and a half up on the Twins for that second wild card. So a huge win for Kansas City. We've got a 2-0 lead for the Cardinals. Looks like, did Pedro Pages go deep in that one? He did. So a 2-0 lead on the home run against Logan Gilbert in the 8th inning. How many times have we seen this? Logan Gilbert firing blanks, getting no run support, and now down 2-0 in the 8th. Might as well get you another 9th inning. Aroldis Chapman looking to even up this doubleheader with the Pirates and Nationals finishing up Game 2.
One.
Takes care of the pinch hitter. Now the catcher, Millis. Ball to strike. Chapman picked up his 6th save on Thursday. Just picked up his 86th strikeout for the season, 2-1.
Gavin Lux with a deep breath. Here comes another 2-2. Another foul ball.
A lot of cutters away, fastballs, top of the zone. Lux has fouled off all of them.
Lengthy AB. This is pitch number 8. And it's lined to left field, but it will hang up for Kwan. Muncy tagging from 3rd. Kwan's throw cut off by Ramirez. A sacrifice fly for Gavin Lux. A 3 spot in the 1st.
What a great at bat too from Gavin Lux. I mean, fouling off all those pitches and then 2 strikes, gets a curveball, not a bad pitch. Low and away, finds enough air to get it out to left field. Easy tag up for Muncy to come in and score.
We talked about last night's situation. Bases loaded, 1 out, nobody scored. Here today, bases loaded, 1 out. All 3 of those runners scored. Inning still alive for Miguel Rojas, who pushes the first pitch foul.
Rojas, arguably the best hitter with runners in scoring position since he came off the IL, hitting almost 400 in these spots. Has been so clutch for the Dodgers.
9 for 23 with runners in scoring position since he came off the IL. Edman on second. Lays off on ball 1.
In fact, he had probably one of the hardest hit balls hit off of the closer for the Guardians, Emmanuel Clase, who, those that don't know, is like the best bullpen.
Oh, we've got something happening at Petco Park. Remember the last time these two faced off? We saw the youngster Grant McCray hit a 3-run bomb off of Dylan Cease. Now he's got the bases loaded with nobody out in the 4th. Giants could very well blow this thing open against Cease. His win-loss record in ERA, it's old school, 12-10, 3.62. You wonder if he's starting to tire out because he has not been sharp tonight, and the Giants have a chance to take advantage. Miguel Rojas, base hit down the right field line. 4-run first for the Dodgers after they scored just 1 run in each of their last 2. Ground ball to first in time, double play. No RBI for McRae, but the Giants do get 1 more.
And Giants don't have a challenge.
Well, that's the risk when you use a challenge up in the first inning.
I think they had him.
Pretty close.
Yes, fouls it out of play. Well, as far as beating
Update from Globe Life Field, 3rd of 4 between the Angels and the Rangers. Anaheim leading most of the night, but Victor Medeiros gives it up in the 7th. 2-out magic. Marcus Semien, RBI single, cuts it to a 4-3 game. And then Josh Smith, no longer 0 for 3. Hard base hit into right field, drives in a pair, and gives the Rangers a 5-4 lead. Smith thinking that ball would go all the way through, but it gives Texas the lead for the first time in the game. So we've seen some home teams come back late. We saw Kansas City down 2-0, rally to beat the Twins 4-2, and Dylan Cease keeps his night intact with a strikeout of Mike Yastrzemski. But the Giants do get a run, 4-2 after 3.5. Let's get back to PNC Park and see if Chapman can close it out here against C.J. Abrams.
Line past third. This will bring home a run. It's a 1-run ball game. How about that? The 21-year-old rookie singles off the 36-year-old veteran lefty, one of the all-time great closers of the game, and it's a 1-run affair.
Well, that's impressive. I mean, he's just kind of trying to get the ball put in play, not doing a whole lot with it, but at this point, just don't strike out. Try to get on base. I mean, you're the tying run.
Now Andres Chaparro, whose home run in the 7th inning off the lefty Barucki, tied the game at 4. Pirates scored twice in the bottom of the 8th to regain the lead. 2 outs. Man on. Strike 1. 10 hits now for the Nationals. Pirates have 11 hits. Bucks left 10 men on base.